Every night it starts at 2:17 a.m. The screams. I had just moved into the old Victorian house at the edge of town, a place with a history that the locals whispered about in hushed tones. A bargain for a young woman on her own, they'd said. I found the isolation peaceful, the creaking floorboards and drafty rooms charming in a way that reminded me of forgotten fairy tales. But then came the sound. At first I thought it was just the house settling. But the screams, they were unmistakable, sharp and gut-wrenching, echoing up from the basement. Every night. At first they were distant, like muffled cries. But as the weeks went on, the cries grew louder, more frantic. One night, I decided I couldn't ignore it any longer. I had to know what was down there. My heart raced as I crept down the narrow hallway toward the basement door, my mind full of questions I didn't want answered. The door creaked open as I descended into the cold, stale air of the basement. The only light came from the dim bulb hanging above, casting long shadows over dusty old furniture and forgotten memories. The air was thick, and with every step, the screams grew louder, more desperate. I reached the bottom of the stairs, frozen in terror. The sound wasn't coming from a person. It was something else. A whisper so faint at first I almost missed it. "Help me!" I turned toward the far corner, where an old chest sat. My hands trembled as I approached it. Something pulled me towards it, like an invisible force. I knelt beside it, the lid heavy beneath my fingers, and with one sharp motion, I lifted it. Inside was nothing. Nothing but the sharp smell of decay and a small yellowed note. It read, "The last scream is always the loudest. Don't stay after midnight." Suddenly, the room fell silent. The air was still. I felt a cold hand grip my shoulder from behind. The screams had stopped, but something else was in the basement now. Something that was never supposed to be freed.